The Dead Ball Specialist boys had a great Christmas and a great New Year, and they had such a great time that it took them 12 days to come back to reality and start recording this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Sammy. I am here in Mumbai. Yes, it did take me about 10 days to kind of get over that massive hangover that I've had for New Year's, and something similar has happened to Saurav Ganguly, who's on the other side in Delhi. Yeah, what I think what the new year has done to him is that it's made him sexier with the new glasses and the new shirt and the new t-shirt. And as you see, his sex quotient has gone up for sure. Saurav, welcome to the Dead Ball Specialist once again, brother.
Happy New Year, man.
Thank you. What have you been drinking?
Nothing really. I've been on a lot of medications because of the cold that has just griped Delhi suddenly. It's 5 today. Literally freezing your ass off.
Right.
And yeah, but it's good. I mean, this is the first podcast of the new year. It just dawned on me. So really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And as you know, in that cold, nothing really stands up. Everything seems to plummet. Yeah, where everything seems to go down. That's where he is, ladies and gentlemen. I have some Old Monk. They have a new coffee flavored variant that has come out. I think you should totally try it out. Maybe, it's going to keep you warm. But keeping us warm in this new year is some good news, I'd like to believe. Because as we've ushered in the new year, there's a new era that's been ushered in at this club, Manchester United. I'm wearing the badge very, very proudly on my left chest. Yeah, but the thing is that yes, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is here. 25% stake now owned by INEOS company. And sort of what does this actually mean for Manchester United in terms of, the new faces that we're going to see? And I don't mean players. I mean people like the director of football, maybe the CEO is changing. I know that. So what does it mean for Manchester United overall?
Right. So, Sammy, the thing is, like we know, Christmas Eve, was it? Christmas Eve is when the official statement from Manchester United had come out, which said that they've completed the first round of strategic divestment, and the INEOS group has finally been announced. They have a 25% stake, like you mentioned. Now, the interesting bit that is coming on is the fact that apart from Sir Jim Ratcliffe, there are two other places on the director board that are being circulated, that is widely being touted as, the two names that are being touted as are, the first one is Claude Blanc as the new Manchester United CEO. There's also word of Dave Brailsford. He's being thought as someone who's just going to come in as the sporting director.
Right.
Now, a little bit about who Jean-Claude Blanc is. He was earlier a member of the Juventus FC club.
Correct, but sort of, what I essentially wanted to do is, I looked at X, formerly known as Twitter, and there are some questions that are doing the rounds about this man, Jean-Claude Blanc, right? And I kind of listed them down so that I think it would be easier for us to explain who the man is, alright? So there are four essential questions that are doing the rounds over here. Number one is that why does Jim Ratcliffe trust this man so much? That's question number one. Question number two is he the right man for the job? Question number three is that what really qualifies him to be the CEO of Manchester United? And these are questions, like I said, on X. And the fourth one, which was like a viral question, and this is the one that I'm going to start off with answering first, is that the question is that, is he the father of the Manchester United legend Laurent Blanc? Right? That is a question that I posted.
I don't think so.
He's not the father of Laurent Blanc at all, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
He's not. They're not related.
I don't know if they're related or not, but he's definitely not the father. Let me just...
He's not the dad.
Yeah.
He's not.
Right.
But Sammy, very good questions. You actually picked up very good questions which are very relevant. I saw them. A lot of these things are actually doing the rounds about how Jean-Claude Blanc actually qualifies to be the new CEO.
Right.
Why is he trusted so much?
Right.
So what I could gather is the fact that if you remember, he like I started off saying, he was earlier a member of the Juventus football club. And eventually what happened is that after the scandal that happened, that unfortunately unfolded at Juventus, where Juventus were relegated to Serie B back in 2002. Laurent Blanc, sorry, not Laurent Blanc, Jean-Claude Blanc.
You're talking about the father, not the son.
Jean-Claude Blanc.
Yeah.
Neither actually. But Jean-Claude Blanc was actually made the CEO during a point of time which was the lowest nadir in Juventus history.
Correct.
Now what followed was Jean-Claude Blanc managed getting a lot of sponsorship deals for you could say Juventus.
Right, and
They
also,
managed to get Juventus.
also, ladies and gentlemen, what Saurav is talking about is also very famously known as the Calciopoli scandal. We will make another video about it, but you should read up a little about it, where Juventus were relegated to Division 1. And and that's when I think Mr. Blanc took over and did an amazing job.
Blanc took over, he steadied the ship at that place in Juventus. It was they were not really going through a good time. He steadied the ship, he steadied the books. When it came to the finances, he managed getting a lot of sponsorship deals for them. And interestingly, Sammy, the Allianz Arena in Juventus, it is one of the only stadiums in Italy that is privately owned. And
it is the Allianz Stadium. The Allianz Arena is in Munich. That belongs to
this is the Allianz
Munich.
Stadium I'm talking about.
Right.
So this is something that is considered to be his tenure during the tumultuous time that Juventus had been through. That is something people actually credit Jean-Claude Blanc with. Now it's not just that. After his stint at Juventus, he was at PSG, where PSG had recently brokered a deal with the Qatar consortium at that point of time. And he also managed making PSG one of the biggest sporting clubs. Although they haven't really won the Champions League, but of course, PSG is a force everyone knows to reckon with.
Absolutely.
So these are these major reasons why people are saying that Jean-Claude Blanc should be the CEO. Another thing, he's already the CEO of the INEOS Sporting, the whole, how would I put
the
INEOS
Sporting Group,
Yeah. It includes a Mercedes team, it includes cycling, I think it also includes, just hold on man, I think it's cycling too, right?
So yes, there's French Open, Roland Garros,
commitments.
Correct.
The INEOS commitments are in the Mercedes F1 team, it's in OGC Nice, there is FC Lausanne Sport, there is Racing Club Abidjan, the INEOS Grenadiers cycling squad, and the organization's support for the British Challenge in the 34th America's Cup. So there are a lot of these portfolios that are being actually looked at by Jean-Claude Blanc.
And sort of what I like,
he's also a very close confidant
absolutely. What I like about him also is that sort of it's not that he's just into football. He's put his brains into football. He's got his head across a lot of other sports, essentially, which makes him the question that I was asking, in fact Twitter was asking, X was asking, that is he the right man, does he qualify to be CEO of United? I think yes, because at a club like Manchester United, of course there's a footballing operation side to things, but there's also a huge marketing side to things, which essentially, if you have your hands and head in different sport, you can bring in the essence of marketing from them, and the basics of marketing from them and what you've learned over there, and kind of incorporate them into football and into Manchester United. A club of Manchester United's stature, a club of Manchester United's reach, essentially worldwide, I think that is what you need. And also sort of one more thing I'd like to kind of point out is that somebody reached out to a team member of Mr. Blanc at INEOS, and while this man said that, hey, I don't want my name to be published, but within quotes, this is exactly what he said. He said about Mr. Blanc, he is brilliant. He's a super pro who is excellent at building relationships. His arrival is fantastic for wherever he goes. So building relationships, I think the first relationship that needs to be rebuilt, I think a part of the fan base is kind of, on the edge. They're not really committed towards Manchester United, as we clearly know. I think that's one relationship that will require a lot of building. Plus, I think the strategic relationships around running a business like Manchester United. I think it is good news, Mr. Blanc coming in.
I think it is too. But again, Sammy, the thing is, it's also a two-edged sword, right? Now, the thing is, there is a lot of grapevine around that is actually being talked about the new Manchester United CEO. And the thing is, INEOS still isn't a part of the ownership that owns Manchester United, a majority ownership.
Right.
So there are still talks. I mean, that is why this deal is still going on, despite them announcing it. It's not formally being ratified by the Premier League.
Right.
It's because the breakdown and the details of this whole deal
have not been given out.
Have not been given out. So now there is also a lot of grapevine about who could possibly lead apart from Jean-Claude Blanc, because the Glazers would like to actually see someone who represents their interest too. So, I mean, in an ideal scenario, I would love to see Jean-Claude Blanc being there, despite him being a director from the INEOS group. But I hope, like, we do not know, right? Like, what is the relationship between how the Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe is, how the camps function. I mean, despite them having a strategic alliance right now. So yeah, it could be Jean-Claude Blanc, it could be someone else too, but that is something that we need to look out, because in the last game, I think against Wigan in our FA Cup third round, I saw it was Dave Brailsford, right? Dave Brailsford and Jean-Claude Blanc, they were sitting in one of the director box. So I'm a little hopeful about it. Yeah.
Right. So you bring up Dave Brailsford. Why do you think he is the right man for the sporting director? That's what he's being touted to take up, right?
Right. Yeah. So that is the second name that is being thrown around in the ring. Now, Dave Brailsford, he has been the INEOS director of sport. He has been the performance director of British cycling, and he was also he's still the man in charge of the INEOS Grenadiers road cycling team. Now, Dave Brailsford is someone who is credited with, there was a massive upheaval in the British cycling performance. I think he's also credited with someone who's brought about this new change in thinking and in performance. Now, he is considered to be someone who brought forward this idea of a development in percentiles,
Right.
A 1% change or a 1% development in performances. So that is someone who Dave Brailsford is. Dave Brailsford, I recently saw a little small clipping on doing the rounds in the internet, in which Dave Brailsford was asked about how does he feel about success. And what caught my attention was, Sammy, the fact that he said, I'm actually very much afraid of failure, which is why that propels me to succeed. So these are very interesting anecdotes that are doing the rounds. Now, we do not know for sure how much this is going to work out in the favor of Manchester United, is because, these days, these whole ass PR teams from each camp, they're at work, right? So
absolutely.
So I am really hoping that things come to fruition for Manchester United. But also there's some good signs on the horizon as well. Now, look at OGC Nice. OGC Nice, they under Dave Brailsford's sort of tutelage,
leadership.
OGC, under leadership, tutelage, whatever you call it, they managed getting a Champions League spot. So there are some very interesting, there have some very positive developments.
Right.
Having these two on board.
Absolutely. And if the man if the man says that he is afraid to fail, then I think clearly the right mindset that is needed over here at Manchester United right now. It reminds me that a great person had once said that he was asked to define success at a conference, and this guy picks up the mic and he says that in my book, success is the failure to fail. It is so well put if you look at it that way. And trivia time. Do you know who that great person is?
No idea.
He's sitting right in front of you, bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I had an inkling it'll be you.
Yeah, but you still didn't answer it. You should have, no? Yeah. Okay. But the thing is, actually, it was quite funny. I was at a conference about a couple of years back. And somebody from the audience asked me that, Sammy, how do you define success? Right? And in my head, I was thinking of a very intellectual answer. And I said, no, actually, let's keep it simple. It is the failure to fail. So, because failure is extremely important in any success story that you see. We see the success story, but we don't see the learnings that you get from failure behind the scenes. But sort of, since I'm wearing red today, I am reminded of this man who has been failing me for the last, I think, 20 years now. On this particular day of Christmas, the Christmas Eve essentially. I'm talking about Santa Claus. Till I was 10, he would give me gifts, and even now I put a sock next to my pillow. But for the last 20 years, this man has been failing me. But sort of, if let's say, Mr. Blanc and Dave Brailsford were to be your Santa Claus, and you had to pick two players who you would want them to sign at this point of time for Manchester United, who would your picks be?
You're asking like two players for the winter transfer window.
Correct. That's correct.
Okay, I'd go with Karim Benzema as a striker, and I'll also go with Joao Polinia as a holding midfielder.
Okay, why Karim Benzema? Isn't he old?
It doesn't matter. I think his experience, even if whatever he brings along, I think he's still a top class striker. He might be in Saudi Arabia. It doesn't matter. He's won his fair share of titles at Real Madrid. He's proven it over a very long period of time, and I think even a 6 months period of time. Think of the long-term games. I think if there's someone like Karim Benzema at the helm, there's so much for people like Rasmus Højlund to just learn off him. That is something that is currently missing around the whole squad. I mean, come on, imagine Manchester United, one of the top teams, won 20 Premier League titles.
Correct.
They do not even have a proper established striker. We have a striker who's 20 years old.
Correct.
Who's just had one season at Atalanta, and this is his first season in the Premier League where he scored one goal. I'm not putting any blames on Rasmus Højlund. I'm saying the circumstances right now in Manchester United aren't favourable for footballers, and that's been the case for a very long period of time, I would say. Very long time, yeah.
I totally agree.
So those two names, yeah.
All right.
What about yours?
I would actually, I was thinking down the lines of Mbappe, because I think we need somebody like him in the squad. We need somebody to light up the theatre of dreams once again. If you see historically, there have been players like Eric Cantona, Cole. Just name them, Rooney. And they're there. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Rooney. These have been explosive players up front who've lit up that stadium, right? And I think we need that character. We need that one character up front who is like people would pay to come and watch, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I think we need that, and the only person I see right now who kind of qualifies in my book is Kylian Mbappe, and also it's a good time for if we are looking at him, then there's a good time to kind of lap him up. And also I'd say sort of we need a goalkeeper, man. Andre Onana, he's been the best goalkeeper last year in Europe. This year has been a completely different story. He does remind me a lot of Virgil van Dijk and the season when Van Dijk got nominated for the Ballon d'Or. And the very next season, everybody started calling him a one-season wonder. He's good. I'm not denying that at all. But is he world class? Is Onana currently in his current form world class? I am not too sure. I think maybe a goalkeeper is somebody who we should look at. While of course, the reserves bench is there, and we've got some.
We already names. Do have one. We did sign Alte Bayern this summer.
We did. But what I'm saying is he a De Gea level, or is he a Courtois level?
See, man, I think De Gea, of course, he is a great goalkeeper again.
Yeah.
Now the modern goalkeeper is something. It's a different debate altogether.
Correct.
But yeah, I get your point why you're saying this.
मतलब मेरा point क्या है पता है sort of देख distribution सब कुछ ठीक है. Okay, this guy is great at it maybe. But the thing is that goalkeeper का first जो basic, again I'm a very basic guy, as you know. I like to keep it simple. I like to kind of look at the basics, and the basic job of a goalkeeper is to stop goals first.
To save goals.
Correct. Your job is not to assist. I mean, if you can do that, that's amazing. Like, you know, again, modern goalkeeper, like you said, new debate altogether, or a huge debate altogether. But the fact of the matter is that ये goal नहीं बचा पा रहा है and is making mistakes in front of goal. Any which ways, our defense is not the greatest in the world. So we really need to have like a character over there. Maybe he's gonna turn it around, but like I said, you know, ऐसे भी तो Santa कुछ दे नहीं रहा है, तो यार wish list में कुछ भी लिख दो, Ferrari लिख दो भाई, तो घंटा मिलने वाला है. बट एनीवे, हाँ, अभी टॉकिंग अबाउट घंटा बज रहा है क्योंकि अपना ट्रांसफर विंडो इज ओपन. सॉर्ट ऑफ ट्रांसफर
विंडो छोड़ते हैं और थोड़ा मैं तुझे कुछ बताना चाहता हूँ.
बता.
अब you guys remember the time when I was talking about Joey Barton and how much he went on a rant about how female commentators shouldn't be in the scene, right. They shouldn't be commentating. So I'm sending you something. Okay. Please check it out. Please open the website.
Alright, let me check this. Have you sent it on my email?
I have sent it on your email, yeah.
Okay, let's see. My email is refreshing. Let it refresh. What is this, by the way? Or am I supposed to see it?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
First, you open the link. Meanwhile, what I'm going to do is, like I was saying, you know, Joey Barton had once went on a rant, and he's quite been the flavor of the season this time around because of reasons untold. Now, the thing is, there was this long tweet back where Joey Barton said that you can send it to my personal email address. It's called myBigFatHairyHole.com. So someone actually went and made a website out of this, in which if you have the link open now,
I am just hold on. I'm just opening the link. It's loading. Yes, it says myBigFatHairy.com. Yeah, you want me to open? Are you sure? This is not
please open it.
Some sort of phishing link that you're sending, which I click and you have access to everything I see.
No, just open it. Trust me on this and open it.
Alright. Here goes nothing. It says Irish Independent Barton 25th.
So someone, essentially what they've done is, he has compiled articles of Joey Barton.
Okay.
In which Joey Barton did something crazy. Okay. And he's listed them. So it is 25th of July 2004. There is an article by the Irish Independent.
Yeah.
Where Barton sparks brawl as Man City struggle.
Correct.
22nd December 2004. Guardian article saying Barton blamed for cigar attack.
Yep.
22nd July 2005. Guardian article again. Barton sent home after fracas. 2008. Newcastle midfielder Barton jailed for 6 months. And this is in response to the fact that people are not liking what Joey Barton is saying. So Joey Barton, आप सुधर जाइए. आपको, there are enough signs from the universe that you need to keep your gob shut.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. Okay, Joey Barton, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you're not. But if you are, #never change. Right.
Man. So, I mean, we shouldn't take up much time, Sammy. I think we should really head on to our transfer corner.
Absolutely. The transfer corner sort of, I'm just taking a look at the transfers as we speak. Which are the ones that are standing out for you, like, right now? I think, for me, if you ask me, Borussia Dortmund taking Jadon Sancho back to them on loan without an option to buy, I think is a good move, because I think... yes, the man has had his issues with discipline and playing FIFA, etc. on his PlayStation. But I do agree to the fact that he's a great footballer. I wouldn't say he's great. I think he's a very good one. Yeah. No, Ray. I also feel that, sometimes it just gets to your head. Uska talent जो है वो तो है ही. You cannot deny that. Again,
talent without any hard work ना वो कोई मतलब नहीं. ठीक है, चलो मान जाता हूँ. But ठीक है, I'm
my
glad
point is that maybe
it's probably not off our books because it's just a loan deal, right?
Correct,
it's not a permanent sanction, right?
Absolutely. But the fact of the matter is that I think उसको बैठा के रखने से better ये है कि उसको कहीं पे भेजो जहाँ पे वो बंदा एटलीस्ट फुटबॉल खेले, कल को क्या पता सुधर जाए, आके अपना टेन हैग को सॉरी बोल दे, then you would want him to be in prime form and be running machinery essentially. So I think from that perspective, going to Borussia Dortmund makes a lot of sense to me.
Correct. For me, Sammy, what is standing out is the fact that Bayern Munich have signed Eric Dier from Tottenham as an initial loan deal that could that can possibly be made permanent during the summer. Right. I think that's a big move for Eric Dier, for someone who's just fallen out of favor in the new Ange Postecoglou setup. So that's a big one for me.
I do agree. In fact, sort of, it looks like Thomas Tuchel, he is on a buying spree from Spurs. Yeah. In the summer, he did pick up our man Harry Kane. Yeah, and it seems that in the winter, he's gone shopping over there once again. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So, do you think that there's like there's something going on between the two clubs कि भाई एक काम करो, हम ना आपसे खरीदेंगे, आप 10% मुझे दे देना, ऐसा कुछ चल रहा है क्या?
हो सकता है यार, क्या पता क्या है, कुछ भी हो सकता है. But also, I mean, another interesting bit is Spurs have managed to sign the Genoa defender Radu Dragusin.
Yes.
And that seems to be done for about 25 million.
Correct.
Plus 5 million in add-ons too.
Absolutely.
And that's something that Ange Postecoglou was talking about, right? Because he's had a lot of these injuries, especially in the defense department. So let's see how this signing also works out for Spurs.
Correct. And I think I was talking about Eric Dier, ladies and gentlemen. Eric Dier going across to Bayern, and I think it's great for him to be at a club of Bayern Munich stature. Eric Dier possibly deserves it. I think these are the ones that I am kind of that have got my eye. Yeah. But
there are a couple of other ones too that have actually happened. Like if you remember, Serge Reguilon, the Spurs left back, was loaned to Manchester United during the summer. He's gone back now.
Right.
There are talks of Hannibal Jebri, our midfielder. He's in talks with Sevilla for an Asian loan deal that could be possibly again made permanent during the summer. Okay. So they're also trying to look at Hannibal Jebri.
But Saurav, I don't think we should be selling Hannibal Jebri. I'm not very sure about it. Yeah. Whatever little I've seen of him in pre-season.
For me, मेरे लिए भी कुछ वैसा है. I feel that he's someone. There is some potential. Of course, I'm not saying he's an out-and-out baller, but of course, I mean he's shown signs of promise.
If you look at our pre-season, if you look at the matches that we played in the United States, and the time that he's come on, he's actually kind of like I was talking about that spark that Kylian Mbappe kind of has. Of course, he's no Kylian Mbappe, I agree. But I think when you look at a young player like that, you look at potential to be kind of, in that league. So I feel he is that guy, according to me. But usko bechna mere hisab se to galat hai. Loan pe definitely he should be going out. He should be getting play time under his belt. But don't sell him is my point. Yeah. But
also
sort of
interestingly,
Go ahead.
Just one small. The thing is, if you aren't aware about this, but there is a total baller that we have at our disposal. He's young talent, Isaac Hansen Arendt. He's a name to look out for. He has been in the Manchester United setup. He was a part of our, you could say, the pre-season games, but it looks like he doesn't want to sign a contract renewal at Manchester United. He feels that he is ready to be a part of the first team setup. However, maybe because of the likes of Kobe Manu and Alejandro Garnacho that have come through, has blocked his progress. So that is a name I would hope that Manchester United make some sort of a compromise, make some sort of a deal with him, because that guy is one of the most technically gifted players that we've had to come through our academy, and that will be a big blow. I personally feel, maybe not now, maybe later once he actually explodes into the first team scene, we'll get to see. But I hope he does it for Manchester United and for not any other club.
I agree. I totally agree with you, man. It better be for this club and not any other club. But talking about that, it's time for us to head into the game that we are playing. that we've started and we've already lost count or score, but we're going to start it again in the new year. Okay, this is called the Predictor, the dead ball specialist Predictor. यहाँ पे ladies and gentlemen हम क्या करते हैं कि coming week के जो fixtures हैं that we pick up and me and Saurav kind of predict the scores. At the end of the year or the end of the season, we're going to see who's got most of them right.
We need to start keeping account of this.
Now we are. And the fact of the matter is that whoever wins, the other person. So for example, let's say I win. Okay. I have the most number of correct predictions. Then Saurav needs to give me a gift. And what is that gift?
Correct.
That gift I can ask for whatever. Okay. And vice versa. So if he wins, I have to give him vice versa. I am just hoping that I don't lose. And if I lose, Saurav just tells me that stop your bloody stupid jokes when we are recording. I just don't want him to ask for that. Okay? Because फिर मैं क्या करूँगा यार podcast में मैं आता ही हूँ ये करने. हाँ मेरा काम ही है ये. I am but ठीक anyway. Saurav, 13th and 14th of January, Saturday and Sunday, there are 5 games that are in total. We're talking about the Premier League. The first one is Burnley Luton. Your predictions on this one?
This is at home. Burnley home.
Burnley's at home. Yes,
Burnley's home. I think it's gonna be Burnley.
Okay, and your scoreline?
Teams, and my scoreline would be 2-1.
2-1, 2 to Burnley, 1 to Luton. Okay, I think I'm gonna stick to that as well. But I have a feeling it's gonna be 2-0.
2-0. Okay.
Because I don't think Luton Town can score. But next up, sort of, is Chelsea at home versus Fulham. What do you think?
Chelsea at home to Fulham.
This is going to be a good game.
I predict another upset for Chelsea.
Another
upset. You know what? It could actually be 2-2. Could be 2-2.
Okay. So 2-2 is what you're sticking to?
Yeah. 2-2 what I'm sticking to, yeah.
Okay, I'm.
But I have an inkling it's gonna be Fulham. How they're gonna nick it.
So I'm actually kind of I agree with you on that, and I'm being bold and saying it's gonna be 2-0 to Fulham. The away team are gonna score 2 goals.
Okay.
Chelsea is gonna lose, right? Up next we have Newcastle versus Man City. Very good game, by the way.
3-1 to Man City.
3-1 to Man City. So you're saying 3 goals to Man City and 1 to Newcastle, right?
1 to Newcastle, correct.
Okay, I'm saying Kevin De Bruyne is back, so that is a factor. I don't know, man. This is tough. My heart says
4-0
Newcastle for 4-0 Newcastle. But
4-0 Newcastle.
Yeah, but no, I'm not gonna say that as my official prediction. I think it is gonna be 2-1. Newcastle are gonna win.
Okay.
Because it's Newcastle's home game also. Can't forget that, right?
Oh, अच्छा.
हाँ जी. आज ना मैं सब कुछ लिख के रख रहा हूँ. मैं तुम लोगों को दिखा देता हूँ, ठीक है?
हाँ भाई, लिख के रख दो.
हाँ. ऐसा अगर इसने बोला ना बाद में ऐसा चेंज मारता है बहुत. ठीक है. अच्छा, संडे को 2 मैचेस है सौरभ. एवर्टन वर्सेस एस्टन विला. एवर्टन एट होम. क्या लगता है तुझे?
एस्टन विला जीतेगा. इट विल बी 3-1 टू एस्टन विला.
3-1 to Aston Villa. I think it's going to be a 0-0. According to me. And the last match of this weekend is something that I'm kind of dreading.
United.
Yes, Man United versus Spurs. Scoreline bata.
1-1.
Ambitious.
Although Spurs are in high scoring form, 1-1 या तो देख पता नहीं है 1-1 बोलना चाहिए क्या, या मैं बोल दूं?
बोल दे भाई.
दिल में एकदम मेरा डर है.
दिल में
2-1 to Spurs.
2-1 to Spurs. 2-1
Yeah.
to Spurs. Okay, I'm actually in agreement with you. However, my scoreline is 3-0 to Spurs.
3-0 to Spurs. ये भी सही है.
हाँ है ना, यही सही होगा. देखना यही सही होगा. यही सब होता है हमारे साथ. Okay, now we're talking about that is of course the score predictions for the Premier League. But now heading over to our favorite league also, aka the La Liga. ला लीगा में भी 13 और 14 को 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 मैचेस हैं सौरभ. पहला मैच है सेविया वर्सेस एलोवेस. क्या लगता है तुझे?
I think it's gonna be Sevilla. Sevilla 2-0 to Sevilla.
2-0 to Sevilla, but why do you say so? Any particular reason?
I think Alaves are they're not doing that well. I mean, I just wanna open up the league in
the league table.
You know, table, and I see it's Madrid, Girona, Barcelona, and then we have Athletic Club and Sevilla. Oh yeah, Alaves and Sevilla right above. I mean, very close to each other, 16th and 17th it seems.
Towards the end.
But I still go with Sevilla. I think it's not gonna be Alaves. I have a feeling it's gonna be Sevilla.
Got it. So you said 2-0, right?
I think it's gonna be 2-0. I think one of them has to be by Mr. Ramos.
Fair enough. By Mr. Ramos. Okay. The thing is that I would say 2-1 to Alaves, but let's see. Yeah. The next match sort of is La Palma versus Villarreal.
Villarreal, yeah. 1-0 to Villarreal.
1-0 to Villarreal. ठीक है. मैं बोलता हूँ यार ये तो मेरा स्कोर लाइन तब तूने बोल दिया तो चल मैं बोलता हूँ 2-1 to.
तू लगा देना तू भी वही बोल दे क्या जाता है फिर दोनों जीत जाएंगे.
ड्रॉ हो जाएगा. ओके ड्रॉ हो जाएगा. मैंने भी बोला 1-0 to Villarreal. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट अप इज मायोका वर्सेस सेल्टा वीगो. मायोका कौन से पोजीशन पे है वैसे?
Yeah, they're also right outside the top 10. They're probably 12th it seems.
Mallorca is 12th. And what about Celta Vigo?
Celta Vigo are 16th.
Okay, so your prediction?
Could be just, 1-1. Could be 1-1. I'm not sure.
Could be 1-1. You're not sure. I think Mallorca are gonna... Actually, you know what? I think it's gonna be 0-0. कोई गोल नहीं मारेगा. बंद करो ये नंगा नाच.
कोई नहीं मारेगा.
हाँ कोई नहीं मारे. ठीक है.
ठीक है भाई.
Okay. And the last game of Saturday, Athletic Club versus Real Sociedad.
I think it's going to be Athletic Club.
Athletic
They're already third in the league.
Correct. What's your scoreline?
Fourth in the Spanish league.
What's your scoreline?
I would go with 2-1. 2-1 to Athletic Club.
2-1 to Athletic Club. I'm not very sure about this actually. I think 2-2. Athletic Real Sociedad 2-2.
Okay.
It is a draw.
सही है.
It is a draw. अब चलते हैं संडे की तरफ. संडे का पहला मैच है रियल बेटिस गोइंग हेड टू हेड विद ग्रेनाडा. स्कोर प्रेडिक्शन सौरभ गांगुली.
This is a tough one, right?
It is, bro. You know this game Real Betis.
I think it's gonna be Real Betis.
No, also sort of Real Betis versus Granada. I call this game life.
Real Betis versus Granada. क्यों?
Because life is tough, bro.
It is. But I think it's gonna be Real Betis.
Real Betis. Score बता. 2-1 to Real Betis. मैं भी बोलता हूँ 2-1 to Real Betis. चल, ठीक है. डाल दिया. अगला Almeria versus Girona.
Almeria versus Girona. I'll go with maybe Girona.
Yeah.
Girona
100%.
to win this.
Score बता.
है ना?
Girona to win this. I agree. Score?
I think it will be 3-1 to Girona.
3-1 to Girona. ठीक है, लिख लिया हमने. My score prediction is 2-0 to Girona. Okay, and the last game of this week, ladies and gentlemen, Cadiz versus Valencia. क्या लगता है?
Yeah. I think it's gonna be Valencia. Valencia will win this. I think it's gonna be a very lowly fought. It's gonna be 1-0 to Valencia or something.
1-0 to Valencia is what Saurav is saying. Away team is gonna win. I think it's gonna be a draw. I think both teams are gonna score. It's gonna be 1-1. Midfield battle, 1-1. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a midfield battle. But let's see how that goes. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Those are the predictions, ladies and gentlemen, that Saurav and I have got. We will tally them next week and see where the scoreboard is. But let me also tell you that we have also, along with this podcast on YouTube, we've started an Instagram page which goes by the same name, the Dead Ball Specialists, right? And while we are steadily growing the number of people who are joining that community, we'd also want you to proactively head over to Instagram, check this account out. It's like I said, it's called the Dead Ball Specialists. You should search for it if you want to simply look at the handle and search directly. It's called TDBS Podcast. And you should check out the content that we put over there as well. And yes, if you like the content, please do share it around with your friends and family and enemies and whoever you want to. The more the merrier, right? But we will be kind of keeping a score of our predictor game over there. Enemies को भेजो. Actually पता है क्या? सब बोलते हैं friends को भेजो. भाई मैं बोल रहा हूँ तुम enemy को भेजो. ठीक है? Enemy के साथ तुम दोस्ती बनाओ.
हमारे लिंक पे क्लिक करके रिपोर्ट अब्यूज कर दिया तो
एक्चुअली हाँ, मैंने ये सोचा ना, फिर भी तुम एनिमी को भेजो, हम देखते हैं, हम करेंगे इसके लिए भी, हम कोई ना कोई मोर्चा निकालेंगे.
दुश्मन है, हम गिनते
रहेंगे. हाँ, तुम्हारे दुश्मन. अब यार ये ना चैलेंज है तुम्हारा कि तुम्हारे कितने दुश्मन है. हमारे जितने फॉलोअर्स बढ़ेंगे उतने तुम्हारे दुश्मन है, दिखाओ हमें. ठीक है. बट फिलहाल ऑल्सो सौरभ, आई मीन अपना भी थोड़ा प्रमोशन करना चाहिए. हम अपना भी हैंडल थोड़ा बता देते हैं.
करना चाहिए.
कैसे फॉलो करे तुझे भाई?
I am available as Waza2188 on Instagram and Twitter and where? Yeah, Instagram, Twitter is fine.
Okay. Yeah. Saurav essentially is available as Waza2188, $100 more, and he could be anything that you want him to be. But also,
that's only on OnlyFans, which I don't have the account.
Which he doesn't have yet, alright? He's got to be there very soon. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I am across social media on every platform known to mankind apart from OnlyFans. My handle is @RJSammy07. Do head over and give both of us a follow as well. For this week, we'd like to call it wraps. Thank you so very much for being a part of this podcast. Saurav, thank you for taking time out, and
thank you,
also for tolerating me. Yeah, overall. But thank you very, very much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, brother. Bye.